Welcome back to another episode of Curling to the Tee with Trevor. In my last episode, I talked about how thrilled I was to be able to watch the Winter Olympics and watch John Shuster defend the gold medal. I'd like to discuss that today in today's episode, and I'd also like to share with you a couple other exciting things, such as being featured in a local news story about curling. I'd like to talk about the Winter League, the Hive Bonspiel, which finally took place after 2 years because of the pandemic, and moving forward. Let's get started. First, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Winter Olympics. It was exciting to watch. It was fun to watch our men's and women's team go out there and play some of the hardest competition in the world. I have to say congratulations to Tabitha Peterson's team and to John Shuster's team for making it that far and doing the best that they could. I have to say that they played some really tough games, but it was very exciting to watch. I was a little sad on John Shuster's team that they didn't have Tyler George, but they do have Chris Plies as the new vice skip. I also have to say I'm proud of John Shuster for making it as far as he did, making it to the semifinals. Unfortunately, they didn't make it to the final match for gold or silver. They did play in the bronze medal match, but lost against Canada. There were some shots that were called that I didn't completely agree with, but overall I want to say they played pretty well. Okay, I am super ecstatic to share with you the news segment that took place in the last couple of months. So ABC4 Utah did a news segment on curling during the Olympics at the Utah Olympic Oval, and I happened to be teaching a Learn to Curl class that night. Derek Parra texted us ahead of time and said, by the way, ABC4 is doing a news segment on curling. You might show up on TV. I ended up showing up, and Derek told them, hey, if you want to interview somebody who's passionate about the sport, go talk to Trevor. So without further ado, here's the news segment.
One of the more interesting sports to watch at the Olympics is curling. Is curling actually a sport, you may ask? I found out. Yes, it is. Curling lessons have been sold out for months at the Kearns Olympic Oval. Why is this sport so popular?
While you're playing the game, there's always something to do. You're part of a team, and so you're either calling the shot, you're throwing a shot, or you're sweeping.
Plus, you don't have to have much athletic ability to do this, right?
No, you'll be great.
Ouch, Derek Parra. I decided to join a lesson led by Trevor Dersch. I understood everything. Basically, you slide a 44-pound granite stone on the ice while your teammates curl the stone by sweeping.
Sweep hard!
Influencing its speed and direction.
Yeah, you're affecting that stone. You're either helping it curl more, stay in a straight line, or you're just trying to get a little bit more distance out of it.
You try to land the stone in the target house, knocking your opponent's stones out of the way to score points. It's a little like shuffleboard, but more painful.
My heart's beating like a rabbit. How long have we been doing this, Josh?
3 minutes.
Trevor made it look easy. It's not.
That's okay, that's okay.
And sweeping, while fun, is harder than it looks.
Don't tell my wife I can do this. She'll make me sweep all over the house. I don't want to do that. Don't sweep the leg! Don't sweep the leg!
Get in front of it! Dana, get in front of it! There you go, yes!
It's going too fast. We're going into the other lane.
Now to try a throw.
I'm not taking this stone for granted. Anybody? Anybody?
The right foot pushes off in what's called the hack. The slider goes under the left foot, hold on to the stabilizer, and needs work.
All you have to do is throw the stone and hope that you get it in the house and get some points.
Easier said than done. You do get a little better over time, but if you ask me, the best part is...
You get to yell at your team.
Oh, can do.
You know, I tell them, I say, by the end of the night, I hope you've lost your voice.
While I didn't lose my voice, I did lose my breath.
Next time, just tap it in.
You tap it in.
And while it is challenging to place the stone inside the house, you can always resort to other tactics.
Your shoe's untied. What's that over there? Are you supposed to sweat this much?
Yeah. I come home and my wife says that I smell like a men's locker room. So
I believe her.
Ew!
A good sign you may be out of shape is if you're sore and exhausted after curling. But I do have a newfound respect for curlers. It's a lot of fun. And those are the real stones from the 2002 Olympics.
Very
we got
cool.
to throw. Go out to Kearns, sign up for a lesson. It's a lot of fun.
And by saying you understand everything, you meant nothing.
That's
right?
why I was going,
Yeah.
no, I don't know.
And it sounds like you have to do a wait list to get in the lessons, right?
They're sold out for months.
That's
and
crazy.
Trevor is a great, great instructor. Ask for Trevor.
Okay.
right.
Thank you so much.
Mind blown. Wow, that was a lot of fun. And Dana, if you're watching, thank you very much for the shout out. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Winter League. So the Winter League didn't go as well as the Fall League, where we had gone undefeated. Plus, not only that, there was some Olympic training leading up to the Olympics, such as speed skating and short track, which kind of warped our ice a little bit and made the predictability pretty hard. But I do have to say, I had a blast playing with my little brother, Chris. One of the things I'd like to talk about are different curling positions. There is a show on Peacock called American Rock Stars where they interview John Schuster's team. And one of the things that I found impressive was with Matt Hamilton. Matt Hamilton could play any position that he wants to. He has the skill set, the knowledge, and he could just do it. One thing that he talked about being on John Schuster's team is he said he wouldn't want to play vice skip.
As much fun as it would have been to try and play third, I didn't really want to.
He feels like his skills are best used at playing second. So it's up to the team to decide which player should play which position or where they could deliver the most value based on their skill set and what they can do. One thing I have observed is I've noticed some curlers taking offense if they've been asked to play lead or second. This shouldn't be the case. In all reality and honesty, every position on a curling team is just as important as another position. Yes, the skill sets are a little different. Yes, the skip is calling the end, calling the shots, and making the last two shots for any given end. And a lead may be setting up some guards to help their team succeed. But they could be a really good sweeper. So I just want to call out that no position is better than another. Just because you're playing skip doesn't mean you're better than your lead, your second, and your vice. Every position is important as another. The Winter League didn't go as well as we were hoping. There were some changes to our teams, but there were some learning opportunities and training opportunities. Chris did a great job playing lead. He picked up the training well, he picked up the sport well, and he did a fantastic job. Moving forward, I'm ready to join or form different teams and go from there. Okay, let's talk about the Hive Bonspiel. So this Bonspiel was originally planned for 2020, but because of the pandemic, it got postponed, and we recently played in it. My friend Thomas came to me and said, "Hey Trevor, I'd like to form a team for the Hive Bonspiel." And I said, "Yes, let's do it." So our team consisted of me, Thomas, Kevin, and Chris. Not my brother Chris, but a different Chris who's very good at curling. As we formed our team, we came into the games and we came into a very difficult pool where we played 3 different teams. We tied against 2 of the teams, and then we lost to one of the teams. And something that I noticed as we were playing was I wasn't enjoying skipping. I mean, it was fun to call strategy and to make the last shots, but I just wasn't enjoying it as much as I have playing vice. So Thomas and I ended up switching positions. He played skip and I played vice skip. Thomas did a phenomenal job. He was making calls that I felt like I would have called as a skip, and we just had really good communication. I worked with my team, helped him with some training as far as sweeping goes, directional sweeping, reading the ice. We ended up making it into the D bracket because of our pool lineup. And then the team we were playing in the semifinals forfeited because they didn't have all of their players there. And then we ended up making it to the D event championship. We ended up beating that team 10-2, which was a lot of fun. And because we won that bracket, we ended up getting these chevrons for winning the D event. In that championship game, we played our best game. It was awesome. We were reading the ice, we had our times down, we made some incredible shots, and it just felt good to finish off playing our best. One of the other events during the Bonspiel was the Glow-Spiel. The Glow-Spiel is curling in the dark with black lights, and you get to wear all of these reflective types of clothes, and they put some glow rings around the curling stones. And basically, as you're throwing the stones, you want to get them in the house, and depending on where they land, you get certain points. So if your stone is touching the button, you get 5 points. If it's touching the 4-foot ring, you get 3 points. 8-foot circle, you get 2 points. If you got the 12-foot ring, then you got 1 point. And then if you hogged a stone, it was -1 points. So I ended up skipping. Chris, who played lead in our Bonspiel, played my vice skip, and then we were paired together, and we had another pair come together who were David and Marcy. They came on our team and played our front end. And it ended up going very well. We ended up racking up about 41 points because we played 2 ends for one game, and then we played another 2 ends for the second game. And after that, we got all our points added up, and we had 41. Because we won that event, we were awarded these chevrons. In my previous Denver Bonspiel episode, I talked about meeting Josh Chetwynd, asking him different questions on how to improve my curling game. I'd like to do a shout out to Josh for teaching me the carry sweep because it's been working like a charm in my games, and I've been able to train my teammates and other people at the league, and it has been working wonders. So thank you so much, Josh. I wanted to create some clarification about the carry sweep. I've noticed some players not do it correctly, and so I hope that this helps clear up any confusion. We're going to pretend this red ball is a curling stone. When I've seen some players do the carry sweep, I see them not putting enough pressure onto the broom, and they're doing these short sweeping strokes. And that's definitely not enough to really carry the stone. What you want to do is you definitely want to get these longer strides or these longer strokes, and you want to put more pressure on the broom. So you'll notice I'm on my tippy toes as I'm putting pressure on the broom, and then I would be sweeping. The longer that stride and the more pressure you put on the broom, the more you can heat up that pebble and create almost a slide to get that stone to carry farther. That pretty much sums up this episode. I hope that you learned some new things, and I hope you had fun watching that news segment and watching the Olympics. In one of my future episodes, I'd like to talk about some things that I've seen some new curlers in my league do that has been causing some confusion, and I hope to help clear that up. So we'll see you next time.